Leaving the world better than you found it. It's something many people around the world try to do, especially those focused on environmental efforts. And with the impacts of climate change being felt more acutely year over year, it's more important than ever.
Now, a Mainer is hoping to spread the message about sustainability in a bid to make sure the world his son grows up in is a healthy one for everyone. And the filmmaker Jim Merkel joins us this morning. So hi, Jim. Thank you so much for being with us. First of all, can you tell us about saving Walden's world and what inspired you to make this documentary?
Well, back in 2015, I was seeing all the work that I've been doing as an activist for 20 or 30 years, just kind of not going anywhere. And my son was about 5 or 6, and I thought, man, what world am I leaving for him? And I love sustainability, and I've been doing it for a lot of years, but it's just like it wasn't enough happening. So I thought maybe a film could help inspire us.
Yeah, sustainability is such a huge topic. How long did it take you to make this, and how do you go about narrowing the focus to tackle the subject?
Well, it took 8 years, and I've not been a filmmaker, so I had written a book and several other chapters in books, so I've been a writer. But the learning filmmaking, I thought it'd be easier than it is, and it's really tough. But it was quite humbling, when you get halfway into the project and you realize your film isn't that good yet, and there's really good films out there. So I really worked and worked and worked, but I was narrowing it as I went in a way, because a documentary, you don't really know your story, you imagine. But then I'm off in India and Cuba and Slovenia, and I'm meeting powerful women who've had the benefit of like 60 years of free higher education. So I'm interviewing all these people from communities, rural communities, who have like 3 college degrees and no automobile.
Wow. Well,
and they grow vegetables. Like, wow, that's the story.
Yeah. The video looks great from what we're seeing right now. So what countries did you visit as a part of this film, and what did you learn?
Yeah, I was in Kerala, India, southern state of India, and then I was in Cuba and Slovenia. And some of the big take-homes were like, women having access to universal higher education, even the lower income people. It makes such a difference in their life if they know, say, when you're 16, that you can become a doctor, an engineer, a poet, a writer, all those things, and you're going to, the government's going to pay for your education. So you have poor people breaking that cycle of intergenerational poverty. And women, what's really cool is, instead of meeting a guy when you're 17 and having children when you're 18 or 19, they wait till they're 25, 26. They meet a better guy. They're more prepared. They already have their college behind them. And many times they'll have only 1 or 2 children or none. And then they have a chance at a good life.
And can you share a little? Yeah, no, continue.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, I'm good. That's
good. We'd love to hear a little bit more about your background before taking on this project.
Well, back in the 80s, I was an arms dealer, and I was traveling Europe with a top secret clearance and selling a device that I had designed, which was a crypto box. And I realized we were selling to both sides of conflicts, like Iran and Iraq at the same time. We were arming the most brutal dictators. U.S. is the largest arms dealer on earth, bar none. And I didn't really know that as a young Republican. And so it was a shakeup, because I thought we were the good guy. And then I realized we aren't. And that really fractured my whole sense of who I was in the world. That I was only 30. That was in 1989. And I decided to quit my work and dedicate my entire life at 30 to like peace and the environment, and live on only $5,000 a year. It was like, I want to live at the world average, so I know how people around the world have to struggle.
Yeah.
You don't know until you struggle yourself how other people have to manage. So I tried to put myself like walk in the moccasins of the world person.
That's true. Do I see you're in what looks to be like a boat right now? That looks like that. I've seen the inside of a sailboat.
Yeah, here's my charts.
I love it.
So, like, with your film being screened in theaters up and down the state, is there anything else you can tell us about the trip?
Well, it's been fun. I mean, we sailed all the way from Belfast down to here to Biddeford, and we did a screening last night at the Vacation Lands Film Festival. Now we're heading to Yarmouth. We'll screen Tuesday night there at 6 o'clock at the First Parish Church. Art Bell, who's a legislator in Maine, he's hosting us, and we got to meet him on the way down here. Wonderful Maine state legislator is getting us hosted at the First Parish Church, which is really cool. And then we're heading to Boothbay Harbor. and from there up to Bucksport to the Alamo, and then to Bar Harbor to the Criterion Theater. So we're hitting these beautiful, beautiful historic theaters in Maine, all by no fossil fuel sailing. So sustainability can be fun, right?
I agree.
It looks like it, definitely. And finally, if there was one message you want audiences to walk away with, what would you hope that would be?
Just like caring for others, you know, the person that you don't know around the world and the people in your own community who are slipping through the cracks. You know, I came from a truck driver dad with 9 kids, and, you know, we were taught to like help each other, take care of those in need in our community. And, you know, sometimes you become wealthy and doing well and others are struggling. And, you know, that's what I learned from this trip. You know, making the world better for women and the earth go hand in hand, and then we will take care of each other way better in our communities.
Wow.
I love that
so
message.
Powerful.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for your time this morning and sharing that with us. And I hope the trip goes well. I think you're going to have great weather sailing up the coast.
Beautiful tailwinds behind us. So we'll be running right up to Yarmouth today.
Sounds good.